They said I was a burden. Not behind closed doors, but in front of the neighbors, the staff, even Mom, right across the dinner table. "You're just playing soldier," Rebecca had sneered once, handing me a mop like it was a crown of shame. "You couldn't even run a register, let alone a mission." I had come home after active duty to care for Mom after her stroke. Gave up my leave. Took on 12-hour kitchen shifts. Paid rent like a stranger. I thought I was doing the right thing, being a good daughter, a good sister. But good meant nothing in that house. Then one day, I opened my bank account. Everything I'd saved was gone. No explanation. Just missing. The next morning, I found out I'd been erased from the family trust. And by nightfall, a single text came through: "You are no longer part of this family. Don't come back." No warning. No thank you. No goodbye. Just silence. A locked door. A curtain pulled tight behind the window where Mom once waited up for me. But this time, no one came. I stood outside, heart hollow, wondering how someone becomes disposable to the people they gave everything for. But the truth is, they never saw me. Not when I was scrubbing their dishes, not when I was intercepting threats that could wipe out cities. Not when I led a team to prevent a biological attack that would have poisoned Portland's entire water system. The CIA saw. The world eventually saw. But my family never did. And maybe that's what cut the deepest. I'm not here to get revenge. I'm here to finally tell the truth. It started on a cold morning in Portland. I'd just stepped out of a cafe, trying to look like any other freelance tech consultant. But I had just finished coordinating a live op with my special operations team. The mission had gone smoothly. No civilians would ever know what was stopped. That morning. That's when the text came through, from Rebecca. "You are no longer part of this family. Don't come back." I froze right there on the sidewalk. And then I drove straight to the house I once called home. It was locked. Curtains drawn. Porch light off. Even the dog next door barked at me like I didn't belong. Just the day before, I had stood in Ellis Bistro's office, the restaurant my sister now ran, and pitched a custom AI security system I'd spent weeks developing. It could prevent data leaks, employee theft, and financial breaches. But all Rebecca did was laugh. "You think you're some kind of national hacker? Go back to scrubbing pans." Even Mom didn't meet my eyes. "The restaurant's fine," she said. "We don't need science fiction." That night, I checked our family account. My $42,000, everything I had saved working after hours, gone. Withdrawn under my father's name. No warning. No explanation. I didn't explode. I didn't beg. I just went quiet. I waited. Then came the USB. Grandpa Walter had given it to me when I was 12. "This is a key," he said. "One day, it'll save you." Everyone thought he was eccentric. But when I plugged it in and dug through encrypted files hidden in the Ellis Bistro's financial records, I found it. A secret trust. The Bennett Legacy Trust. And the original beneficiary? Lydia Bennett. Me. My name. My future. Quietly stolen by the people I called family. So I prepared one last pitch. One final shot to show them who I really was. I walked into that boardroom wearing the blazer from my last mission debrief. I pitched Sigma Recon, my AI surveillance system. But halfway through, Rebecca laughed again. "This isn't the CIA, Lydia." Then she dropped a folder on the table. Inside were surveillance photos of me, hugging Sarah, a teammate, in uniform. "You've been lying," Rebecca said. "You're not consulting. You're meeting with a militia." My mother stayed silent. My father said, "If you want to live outside the law, don't bring that chaos into this house." That was the last time I begged them to see me. That night, I smashed my childhood mirror. And I didn't see a broken girl. I saw someone who had already rebuilt herself. The next morning, I packed what mattered, my encrypted laptop, my uniform, Grandpa's USB, and left. Before I did, Rebecca handed me an envelope. The rest of the trust was gone. A handwritten note inside said, "You have nothing that belongs to this family. Take the rest of your life and try to make it mean something." So I did. I drove to an old motel under Burnside Bridge. Slid the USB in. Typed the failsafe passcode. A black screen appeared. Then Grandpa's voice. "This fund is not for legacy or fame. It's for you, Lydia." Because I saw what they refused to. The phone rang. "Captain Bennett," the voice said. "This is James Carter from the CIA. He told me Sigma Recon had stopped a cyanotoxin attack. 80,000 lives saved. And they'd been watching. Not just what I did, but how I stayed quiet. How I didn't retaliate. How I kept working even when my own family stole from me. That's when I realized the fight was never to be accepted by them. The real battle was to build something bigger. 3 weeks later, I stood in a legal office. Across from me, Rebecca. Mom, Dad. Silent. Unmoving. Then Margaret Lee, the estate attorney, hit play on a message from Grandpa. This trust, he said, was always for Lydia. Because she's the one who knows what it means to lead. Then came the final blow. Forensic evidence that the power of attorney used to steal the trust had been forged. By my father. Rebecca. Had tried to alter my software. Their legacy shattered by the very proof they tried to bury. And then, on live video, James Carter from the CIA addressed the room. Captain Lydia Bennett is under review for the National Defense Medal of Honor. And will be appointed lead advisor for a classified cyber initiative. The silence was deafening. 3 weeks later, I stood on the steps of Portland City Hall in full uniform. As they pinned the medal to my chest, someone in the crowd shouted, "I know her, she used to work at Ellis Bistro." People laughed. Applauded. My family stood at the back of the crowd. Not seated. Not clapping. Just watching. My mom found me backstage. "Dinner tonight?" she asked, softly. "Just us?" I looked at her. Really looked. Then I said, "No, I opened my own firm, Bennett Security Solutions. Built it from the ground up. With what remained of the trust and a federal grant. Nathan, my cousin, joined as CFO. My team stood by me. Sarah. Mike. Ethan. Tara. They didn't ask for proof. They already knew who I was. One day, I got a letter from Mom. "I placed the wrong dreams on your shoulders," she wrote. "And I feared your strength instead of being proud of it." I didn't cry. I didn't respond. I locked it in a safe. Because this isn't about revenge. It's about becoming. I used the last hidden blueprint Grandpa left me, titled When Family Becomes the Battlefield, as the foundation for a new leadership training. The CIA approved it within days. I named it the Gatekeeper Protocol. Not after myself. But after the man who taught me that strength isn't always loud, and family isn't who shares your blood. It's who stands beside you when it counts. I never got my family back. But I got myself. And I will never again ask for permission to be who I am. If this story speaks to you, if you've ever been underestimated or erased by the people who should have protected you, I see you. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you'd like. You're not invisible. And you're not alone.